my journey. We're still here and we're starting a new thing and we're moving forward. But one of the things that we must do is acknowledge where we came from, right? Where did we come from? How did we get here? One thing that I'll say is this: it's not been an easy time the last few years. I can say that I've been to 11 funerals, soon to be 12 in a few weeks. I've watched parents bury their children. I've watched children bury their parents. I've watched siblings bury their siblings. I've watched spouses bury their spouses. I've watched families grieve on deep levels. I've experienced some things that I don't think any human should experience. And with that, it comes levels of grief, right? I've had to grieve living people and dead people, right? And grief is something we don't talk about. We don't talk about the impact on grief on their lives because really we want to act like it didn't happen and we move on. But that's not the reality, right? The reality is things happen in their life that we didn't intend. Things happen that we didn't see coming. And so what do we do when those things happen? How do we get up? How do we respond? What's next, right? The reality is there was a situation, a family passing. I would say that it rocked my world, right? All of them rocked my world, but one in particular, and I won't say the name, rocked my world. It rocked me to my core because being the older cousins, it was very hard to witness. It was unexpected and it was something that I care deeply about, right? And those that know me know how much I care about the justice system, and I've had for a very long time. But one thing I will say is it was hard to get up, and some would watch me and say, "You're strong." It wasn't that I was strong, I was just trying to figure out how to keep going, right? And the only way to not fall apart was to keep going. And sometimes it's said, "Oh, you just need to stop and rest, or you need to slow down." It's in the moments in which we slow down in which can get us stuck because we've slowed down to a point where we can't get back up. At least we're moving, at least we're going forward. And so, one thing I will say is for those of you, this is the holiday season. It is not easy, right? It is not easy to go through the holidays without your loved ones. It is not easy to be on a journey without someone that you love, whether they're living or not, right? Let's get into grieving living people. Okay? How many of us have had to grieve living people? Okay. Yeah, we are. So, there's a thing of grieving living people. There's a thing of grieving what was, what you thought it was going to be, or what you expected it to be. There's a such thing as grieving a job that you're no longer at, or a house, a pet, whatever it is. There's grief in their lives, but we don't acknowledge it as such, right? Because it's the spooky thing. We don't want to talk about it because it's taboo, right? We want to just act strong and move forward, and that is a part of it. But acknowledging where we are is a part of it too. And so, what I would say that I've learned, and I'm gonna dig into this a little bit more, but on just the start of this conversation as to what grief is, it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to feel the loss, and it is okay to grieve a new chapter. And it's not bad, right? How many of us get to experience a new thing and we don't want to leave our old life behind, right? This is all a part of my journey right now. There's parts of me that I have to leave behind. There's parts of me that can't go to that next level. There's parts of me that I don't want to go to the next level. And so, what I would say is, it's the holiday season. There's so many different opportunities, whether it's the grief of a lost one or someone not here, whether it's the grief of a new chapter and exciting times. There's so much there. But just be kind to yourself and acknowledge where you are. And it's okay not to be okay, right? Because on this journey of life, we all get hit with things unexpectedly. But it's really about how we respond.